What is going on, guys? It's your boy CJR Sports, and today we'll be going over our prize picks lineup. Show you some guys who I'm looking at to see if the line starts moving in either direction, and I'm gonna give you guys one lock at the end of this video. So make sure you stay tuned and you get the lock. But now let's get right into this video. So the first section I want to go to is free throws made, and there's a few guys who I have in mind, who I want to take a deeper look into and tell you guys more about it. So because I already have him on StatMuse, let's go right into CJ McCollum. So his line is sitting at right now 3.5. On average, free throws made is 3.4, and he's only attempting 4.2. So, and then over the last couple of games for CJ McCollum, he's only hit it 2 out of 5 times. The under seems to be there. He has 2 games where he has 6, and that's against OKC and Golden State. So it could be something that maybe we look more into. Maybe we check out the games where CJ McCollum plays against the Lakers. The Lakers aren't a team that really fouls, so I don't really see McCollum going on the free throw line. On top of that, he just doesn't hit many free throws, so it could be something maybe we attack the under. But we got to do a little bit more research on that. The next one is D'Angelo Russell. So the last 5 games, he has a free throw the free throws of 1.5, and so since really coming over to LA, he was out for a few times, did not get on the free throw line at all. So, but he's averaging 2.4. And it's 1.5. So I can see why people are really looking at the over of D'Angelo Russell. He's just averaging more, not only in his 5, but I believe over this season, he's also averaging, it's on the free throw line 85% of the time. Free throw percentage is pretty good. Free throws made. So, I mean, if he gets to the free throw line since joining LA, if he gets to the free throw line, it's just him getting to there. But it's also the Pelicans, they foul at a very high rate rather than the Pelicans. So something that we're probably going to have to do a little bit more research in, something I'm staying tuned. But someone who I'm probably going to be taking out of here is Evan Mobley. I liked his over at 2.5. Now it's at 3. Seems to be a push. Something I'm probably gonna be staying away from. But I mean, he is getting to the free throw line. He has hit it 3 of the last 5 with a push. At 3. So at 2.5 was something that I was taking a look at for sure. So let's go see all the 3 throws attempts 11, 4, 6, 7, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 7, 8. So he does get a lot of attempts of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, he's attempting 5 more than he's attempting more of the past 5 games. But the maids 6, 3, 5, 4, 2 is only really missed it of once. Something I am going to take a little bit more research to do against Charlotte, figure out what Charlotte's defensive stats, and the last one's Kelly Oubre. And Kelly Oubre's Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Let's go back. Kelly Oubre. So his free throws attempt, if he gets the free throw line, he is solid. He's made 5. His line's at 4.5 right now. He has made on average. He's attempting 5.2 and he's made 5. So if he gets the free throw line, he's probably gonna hit. With Cleveland's a very good defensive team. They do not foul much, so it could be an issue where he may not get to the free throw line. I could see him getting a free throw line once, maybe twice, but nothing very consistent. So probably going to be having to do a little bit more research, but maybe staying away from Kelly Oubre. I think his line is set perfectly for him when it comes to the free throw mark. Someone that, I mean, definitely has the hook to it. Very interesting, but there is one person in here that I'm probably going to take the over on. And so we'll get right into our next. It's the rebound props. And there's a few of them who I like. Pirtle, his teammate, Randall, and another one, Van Fleet, and then where's Randall? Should be down here. So I think Randall's the obvious one. I know he hasn't hit it 3 of his last 5, but he has 8. I think the line is perfect for him. If you see kind of what way I am leaning towards with Julius Randle, I think the line is just perfect for him with the rebounds. I mean, on the year, he's averaging 8.6, and the line is at 8. I saw someone's projection at 10.5 against Portland. Portland is a very poor rebounding team. I think the line is set where he can get 9 or above. So that's somewhere, as you can kind of tell, where I'm leaning. So we'll just go into the basic stats first. Fleet 4-4, 1-4-3 doesn't get rebounds, so you can kind of see what way I'm swaying there. Pirtle 10, 11, 9, 5, 13. If he can stay out of foul trouble, Jokic gets a ton of rebounds. He gets a ton of work. But the last time Pirtle and Jokic played each other was it was one time Jokic had 13 rebounds because he made me a lot of money that day. We'll go Pirtle. Pirtle also had 12 rebounds. Pirtle was a menace that game, and he's getting rebounds. If he can stay out of foul trouble, that's someone who I'm looking at. And that's why I'm going to take the Siakam kind of under, because once Pirtle gets in foul trouble, I believe that was against Washington, and Washington he got foul trouble. This is where Siakam had his big 11 rebound game. So whenever Pirtle's in foul trouble, and there is a chance where he does get in foul trouble, he does occasionally get 4 or 5 fouls in a game when you are playing down low in the paint, especially against Jokic. You're going to have to draw fouls on him and get him to the free throw line. But that's someone where if you like the over, take the under on Siakam, or if you think Jacob's going to get in foul trouble, take Siakam's over. So that's one going to be inverse. Fred, you can kind of see what way I'm leading on that. I really have only one assist prop that I'm really looking at, and that's Garland. He's bouncing from it. He's only really missed one time in the past 5. He has got 7 twice. And so going against Charlotte, again, back-to-back nights. First time, got 6. Could be a blowout. I mean, I like Donovan Mitchell's at the under. So if you like the over on Garland, you could take the under on Mitchell. That's one of the inverses. So that's really the only assist prop that I've been looking at and keeping track. And now points, there is a few. You're gonna see some similar names again who have already been highlighted. Um, Gotta scroll for D'Lo. So our lock of the day is in this points category right here. So we'll get him first. Kelly Oubre points is way too low. 24, 27, 27, 17, 29. It is just way too low. His points prop was at 22.5 at one point. Now it's at 20.5. It seems like to be some sort of issue where if it's at 22 and you're really supposed to go up from there, but it went down to 2 points. It was at 21.5 the other time too. Take Kelly Oubre 20.5. This seems to. I'm gonna lock this one with whatever the first taco that comes out. Kelly Oubre seems to be my lock of the night. And then Garland was at 20.5. Now it's sitting at 21.5. So there has been a move in Garland's points, but someone that I'm also thinking about maybe taking the over. Have looked at it 28, 25, 21. When was that 20 and a half, and then 29. He's been on a tear this last couple of games. Against Boston was, I believe, a very poor shooting night for him. Against Boston, yeah, he shot for 33%. He was 6 for 18. So he had 18 attempts. So it was just a really poor shooting night for him. I feel like this is someone where in the blowout, they much rather sit Donovan Mitchell rather than Garland. Garland's minutes has also been exceptional. He got 39 against Charlotte. So he's averaging a ridiculous amount of minutes when he's playing, and he has been able to hit it since hitting those minutes. Michael Porter Jr. has been a player who I've loved. Besides getting suspended or ejected right here, he's been able to hit his props the last 3 out of 4 times. The 12, I believe, was just, again, a really poor shooting night from Michael Porter. On the season, he's averaging 17.1. His point prop is 16.5, so it's right where it has to be. Against that game, he was 5 for 13. With only 2 threes made, he shot for 38%. He is a well above a 50% shooter. I believe even on the season, he is a 58% shooter on the season. It was a really bad shooting night against Toronto. He's going to have to score. And the last time they played Toronto, he had 32 minutes and he had 20 points. Since playing Toronto, the last time they played each other was just about 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Right there. He had 20 points against Toronto. So someone, as you can kind of see, who I'm thinking about taking. And then Russell, since he's came back, he's been on a tear, 33 and 28. I think we're getting him at a good value here. Gotta have to do a little bit more research on him, but getting him at good value here, and with still no LeBron there, could be a player who I decide. And with Portland not having a very good defense, really, besides McCollum on him, it just seems like D'Lo could have another nice game where he gets 21 plus. And our last prop, and now it's a points, assists. We kind of seem the Darius Garland theme. We like his assists. We like his points. Why not take the points and assists with 29.5? He's been able to kill on the points. So if we go back to points prop, 28, 25, and then on his assists, 6, 7, 12. If he scores 25 points with 7 assists, you're at 32. You hit it. Something I'm probably going to be looking at the over. And the fantasy scores have came out, so I'm probably making another video about the fantasy scores. But yeah, I mean, Garland's fantasy score I knew was going to be high. Oubre's fantasy score is going to be high. Mobley's fantasy score is probably favorable. Oh, not recently. Maybe we decided to take an under on Mobley's fantasy score. So just now looking at the fantasy scores, probably I like Michael Porter's. Actually, I don't like. Oh, that's hard to tell. But sometimes we'll look at for these senders is good because if they have a couple of blocks, or for some of these sneaky guards who can get like a lot of steals. So what I like to do is look at the steals. So I mean, if Markelle Fultz, maybe that's someone what we go into fantasy score. We check out Markelle Fultz's fantasy score. He probably gets a little boost because of his defensive play. So something that you gotta have to look at. Same thing with blocks and steals. Maybe Pirtle, someone that we may take a look at fantasy score if he's in there 33.5. So he has a pretty decent fantasy score. So some of the times that you have to take a look in those fantasy scores, see who has the good defensive stats, because if you don't know the scoring of the fantasy scores, defensive stats are 3 points each. So someone like Pirtle who can hit the over, or like Mobley, I mean, that's 12 points against Detroit that he had there. So fantasy score is very good if they're still a very good defensive player and they're going to score. So just a heads up for that as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching. And lastly, this is the lock of the day. There you go. More the over on Kelly Oubre's points. The lock of the day. Put this with your first Taco Tuesday and go make some money. But guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to know all my picks, make sure you join the Discord. Mine will be Chris Picks. I joined recently for them, put out some picks for them. It's $30 a month. You get all of our picks for the day. You get the bet of the day, and then you get all of our live bets that we decide to do for that day of the live slips. So make sure you take a look at that. The link will be in the description. It's $30 a month. There is almost over 40 people on it. That tells you how good they are at capping. It is 40 people in there, and they all pay $30 a month. So guys, make sure you take a look. The link on my Twitter will be in the description. And guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe. And it's your boy CJR Sports, and I'm out. Peace, guys.